mojo's rising, and the Mets fans know all about it. The box office extremely busy this morning. New York's finest out in full force. There'll be a sellout crowd on hand this afternoon. The Mets, left for dead 48 hours ago when it seemed as if all hope was lost, have come back from the dead, and now with the win, they know there'll at least be one more game to be played. It was a miracle back in '69. The fans are hoping for another one here in '99. It is a gorgeous day for baseball. The fans who have been so instrumental the last few nights in pumping up the Mets will try to do the same again this afternoon. Hello again, everyone. I'm Matt Loughlin. Welcome to Geico Mets on Deck here on Fox Sports Net New York. Here it is, lay it all on the line. It's a reason why baseball goes 162 games. Every game has importance. What's on Tap is brought to you by Coors Light. A win and they're in. It's that simple for the Mets. Last night, Rick Reed did the trick. We will have the plays of the game, and we will unveil the 1999 Mets Player of the Year. 5 players nominated, 1 selected by you, the fans. Well, it's the Mets and Pirates this afternoon on this sunny Sunday afternoon. That's the small picture within the large screen. The big picture is, of course, the playoff race. The Mets, after that loss to Atlanta, didn't seem they'd make it. But as we check out the Geico National League playoff race situation, the Mets dead even with Cincinnati. If they win today, they'll have a play-in game at the minimum tomorrow afternoon. Bobby Valentine knows more is needed.
95 wins is okay. 96 is what we need, and you know, we're ready to go and get 96. But I'm proud of these guys. I mean, they couldn't do anything more in my book. They've come to play every day. They've left it out on the field, and you know, we're getting some hits right now. We're making some pitches right now, and I think it's our time of the year.
Most everybody in that clubhouse, had you asked the last day of the season, we're playing for something. And you think about it, you know, with the team that we had, would you go for that? Of course you would. This is a great situation. There's how many other teams? Let's see, 4 is already in, and we're 4 or 5. You know, 22 teams, 23 teams are playing for nothing today. They're playing for a quick game so they can get on a flight to go back home. This is great. This is what we play for.
So as the Mets go to battle, they will send a veteran of the wars to the hill. 41-year-old Orel Hershiser will be opposed by the Pirates' rookie right-hander, 24-year-old Chris Benson. Hershiser 13-12 on the season, coming off his shortest outing of his career. But Mets pitching coach Dave Wallace says it is this game, the one that Orel Hershiser lives for.
I think this game, more than anything, fuels his fire. I think he's been in these kind of situations. I think he thrives on this kind of stuff. So I would say, knowing him as well as I do, that he just lives for moments like this. And I think, you know, hopefully, you know, he'll step up and give us a good performance and keep us in the ballgame.
Here is the lineup that Hershiser will face this afternoon. With all the injuries the Pirates have had, it is somewhat of a minor league lineup, but dangerous in spots. Al Martin has 24 home runs. Kevin Young in the cleanup spot can do some damage. And Warren Morris, the rookie, one of the leading candidates for the Rookie of the Year award. For the Mets, it's the lineup that's carried them over the last few days and for the season. Ricky Henderson, Edgardo Alfonso, John Olerud, Mike Piazza, Robin Ventura playing third, Darrell Hamilton, Roger Cedeno, Ray Ordonez to follow, with Orel Hershiser in the number 9 spot. The bats went cold a short time ago, but they've gotten hot at the right time. Wild card in the future for the Mets. Just win, bub, and you're in. The fans know all about it. They're out in force. We'll be back with highlights of last night's game. A couple of weeks ago in Atlanta, the Braves talked about how loud their fans were at Turner Field. You know what? That's nothing. When this place is jumping, and it will be, Shea Stadium is a rock and roll affair, and you know it'll be loud this afternoon. Welcome back to Geico Mets on Deck, everyone. The Mets have found themselves in a position where they need to win, and the season will continue. They've gotten outstanding pitching performances the last 2 nights. The better of the two came last evening from Rick Reed. Let's check out the plays of the game. Reed outstanding from start to finish. Top of the first, 2 strikeouts. First Brant Brown, then Kevin Young. Top of the third, the strikeout roll continues. Al Martin goes down, and Rick Reed knows that he's got something special working. In the top of the 6th, Al Martin with a looper. Short fly to left, and look at Ray Ordonez. Gold Glover indeed. Another outstanding catch. Bottom of the 6th. On Mike Piazza's ground ball to third, Aramis Ramirez throws it away, setting up and opening for the Mets. They take advantage. Robin Ventura rips a ground rule double to right. John Olerud scores, and the Mets lead 1-0. Later in the 6th, Ray Ordonez, with the bases loaded, hits a soft liner to first, and it's thrown away. That allows Piazza to scamper down the line. 2 errors in the inning for the Pirates. The Mets with a 2-0 lead. Bottom of the 8th, Rick Reed helps break it open. Helping his own cause, 2 runs come in on his base hit. 4-0 New York, and the capper, courtesy of Piazza's 40th homer of the season. And this place got loud. The Mets score 5 in the 8th. Rick Reed closes it out in the 9th, gets Abraham Nunez looking, and the game is over. 12 strikeouts for Reed. The Mets with the 7-0 win. For just the 10th time in franchise history, a Mets pitcher shuts out an opponent, gives up 3 or fewer hits, and strikes out 12 or more. Afterward, Reed talked about the heart shown by the Mets.
I think it's just the character of players in here. You know, we've got some guys have been through some wars, and I tell you, we lost 7 in a row, and no one gave up. No one. You know, we still believed that we could do it. You know, and I know last year we just ran out of games. This year we lose 7, we have 5 left or 6 left. So, you know, there was still time, and you know, we just needed a little bit of luck, and we got it. So, you know, the Reds dropping 2 in a row, us winning 2 in a row. So we just got to do it tomorrow, brother.
Best performance of the year by far for Rick Reed, saving the best for last. The season in some ways he'd like to forget because of the injuries, but boy, oh boy, when he needed it, he had it. The breaking pitch was outstanding last night, able to throw the heater by batters who are looking for the breaking ball, and then he helps his own cause with the 2 RBI base hit. What a night for Rick Reed, who picks up his 11th win of the season at a most opportune moment. Following his performance last night, as he was speaking with the media, I had a chance to speak with him, and I asked him, as he came to the ballpark and prepared at the ballpark, what was his mindset?
When I warmed up in the bullpen, I told myself that I needed to keep the ball down tonight. And I looked up there at the flag during the national anthem, it was blowing straight out. So, you know, I know last September I was Mr. Home Run Ball. So, you know, that was the main thing, was keeping the ball down. And, you know, I would rather have 12 ground ball outs than 12 strikeouts. So, you know, I kept the ball down and hit my spots, and, you know, and got some strikes called.
Rick Reed saved his best for the last of the regular season that he had to pitch, and I don't think he could be any better than that.
A short while ago, there was talk of a Subway Series. Then it died. Well, you know what? Well, the Mets will have to take care of business first, but you might want to load up on your tokens. It may be here in 1999. Up next, the top 5 for Met Player of the Year.
You're watching Geico Mets on Deck. A 15-minute call can save you 15%. 1-800-947-AUTO.
Fan Appreciation Day here at Shea. The turnstile's busy. The Mets hoping to give the fans something else to appreciate. Yeah, indeed, this is it. A win, and the season continues. Huge crowd on just a great day for baseball here at Shea Stadium. Well, there have been so many wonderful performances for the Mets in 1999. So many standout performers. But in balloting for Player of the Year, we had to whittle it down to 5 for you to vote on the internet. As a review, here are the 5 candidates.
The answer, deep left field, way back, goodbye, home run. Here comes Alfonso.
This past season has produced many great performances and heroes for the New York Mets. The emergence of Roger Cedeno as one of the premier base stealers in the league, the solid pitching of Oral Hershiser and Masato Yoshii. Add in the the spectacular defense of shortstop Ray Ordonez, just to name a few. But as in any season, some players stand above the rest as the players that are most valuable to their team's success. For the Mets, we put the list of 5 players on the ballot for the title of 1999 New York Mets Most Valuable Player. They are Armando Benitez, who stepped in when John Franco went down with a hand injury.
The 0-2 to Grissom. Got it. With a heater. The payoff pitch to Rivera. Put it in the box. Armando Benitez. 0-2 to Jackson. Put it in the box.
Robin Ventura, whose presence was important on and off the field. Edgardo Alfonso, who emerged as one of the league's best all-around second basemen.
Ground ball. Mets win it. 8-7. Edgardo Alfonso, the game-winning RBI.
Ricky Henderson, who showed that 40 is just a number.
Taken for a ball. Myers throw, not in time. Henderson's going to try for third. The throw from Rivera, not in time.
And Mike Piazza, who electrified the Flushing faithful throughout the year. When we return, the 1999 Fox Sports Net New York Mets Most Valuable Player, presented by The Wiz. The MTA can thank the Mets for the additional Sunday revenue. The 7 train absolutely packed as the fans have come out to fill Shea Stadium on this final day of the season. The Mets with destiny in their hands. Here are the 5 finalists once again for Mets Most Valuable Player. Armando Benitez, Robin Ventura, Mets second baseman Edgardo Alfonso, the ageless wonder Ricky Henderson, and the big bopper catcher Mike Piazza, who hit his 40th homer of the season last night. And guess what? Edgardo Alfonso, in a landslide, was the winner in the balloting for the Wiz Player of the Year. A full 50% of the votes went to Alfonso. Mike Piazza finishing a distant second. That's a bit of a surprise when you consider that Alfonso goes about his business very quietly. Certainly his numbers and his performance deserve the Player of the Year designation, but when you think of all the stars that he's surrounded by, sometimes he can get lost in all the publicity that they generate. But it is Alfonso who won your balloting. And I asked the second baseman, how does it feel to be so honored?
You know, many things happen. Many things could happen this year to me and for the rest of the team. And it's kind of a little surprise, you know, but whatever I can take, I take it, you know. Whatever's good to take, I take it. And I think I've been working a lot this year to, every year I get a little extra work to get better. I think this year is something special. So everything I've been doing during the spring training, during the off season, now I see the result.
Well, Alfonso will have a chance to add to his glory this afternoon. Indeed, today, not just Irish eyes are smiling. Everybody should be smiling this afternoon. Mets fans want the club to go all the way. We will come back with more, and we'll take a look at a great moment for Matt Franco.
You have been watching Geico Mets on Deck. A 15-minute call can save you 15%. 1-800-947-AUTO.
Fans coming out to Shea Stadium this afternoon. Look at that. This place will be packed to the rafters. No room, a sellout crowd for this final day of the regular season with so much on the line for the Mets. Well, when we look back at this season, there'll be a number of moments that will stand out. But one in particular, considering the circumstances, took place courtesy of Matt Franco. Well, Paul O'Neill and the Yankees had their home run bats out on July 10th. 6 home runs in all. Ricky Leday, Jorge Posada, and O'Neill again. Here at Shea, even Chuck Knobloch belted one out. The Yanks led 6-4 in the 7th with upset Mike Piazza, and out went the ball. Not just out, way out. 482 feet off of Ramiro Mendoza. The Mets led 7-6. But before the sellout crowd in the top of the 8th, it's Posada again. His second homer of the day put the Bombers back on top, 8-7. But we move to the bottom of the 9th. Hope is alive. Bases loaded for Matt Franco, who lines a single to right off of Mariano Rivera. Ricky Henderson scores easily from third. Edgardo Alfonso tries to score from second, and he's safe. Jubilation time at Shea as the Mets win it 9-8. For Franco, just another day at the office.
I knew it was a big situation, but I was just really concentrated and focused, and I didn't really feel the pressure that time. I've definitely felt the pressure before, but for some reason that time I was unaware of it. You know, we were down by 1 with the bases loaded, and that pitcher's given me troubles before. I really don't like hitting off him, but for some reason that day he threw me a couple of good pitches to hit. I fouled a couple back and took a close pitch that could have been strike 3, but it was a little low, and then got a big base hit. It was unbelievable.
Well, that is the highlight from a Mets perspective thus far, beating their crosstown rivals and doing it in such thrilling fashion. But there's still a game to be played, and there's still perhaps a highlight to top that one. And who knows what the future holds. If the Mets win, they know they have, at the very least, another game to play tomorrow afternoon. And if they get some help from the out-of-town scoreboard, it's immediately on to Arizona. Immediately after this, it's game time. Before the season ever began on the field, the New York Mets front office did their work off of it, reworking the team's lineup with some key free agents and re-signing the centerpiece of that lineup to a record contract.
And that ball's clobbered. Home run, Mike Piazza.
The hopes at Shea were as high as the opening day balloons as fans got their first glimpse of the revamped lineup, which included a new look infield that was rumored to be the major's best. But it was an old fan favorite who provided one of the year's lasting memories.
Number 400 in the books for John Franco.
Unfortunately for Franco, that would be the highlight of his season, as the injury bug soon put him on the shelf, while Robin Ventura and his Mets mates were building a season to remember.
High fly ball. He's going to have another one. 2 grand slams in one day for Ventura.
By early June, Bobby Bobby Valentine's squad appeared to be striking on all cylinders as they went on a torrid streak that culminated with their second series of the year against the Yankees. Mike Piazza provided the familiar long ball, and on one memorable Saturday in July, Matt Franco supplied the heroics. The Mets seemed to have all of the elements: a defense that smothered grounders, clutch hitting from a balanced lineup, and plenty of speed. In fact, they had the kind of all-around strength that made impossible to imagine what would happen to them at crunch time. At the worst possible time, the wheels fell off the juggernaut, and in 1 week, an entire year's success had evaporated. Yet there would be time for more memories. A Wednesday night miracle against Maddox. Then on Friday, the Mets began their rise from the ashes, jumping out of their grave. And last evening, Rick Reed pitched a game for the ages, keeping the Mets' hopes alive. There's room for one more memory before the season closes today. The toughest ticket in town as their fans have rallied around the Mets. The box office absolutely jammed earlier today. A sellout crowd on hand. The Mets have packed some luggage anticipating more games to play. But they want to take care of business first, and that's a win. If they win, there will be more action for New York in 1999, and this place is packed. Shea Stadium, Mets and Pirates, final game of the regular season. Everything on the line for New York. Hello again, everyone. I'm Matt Loughlin. Thanks for joining us on this brilliant Sunday afternoon for Mets baseball on Fox Sports Net New York. By now, you know the story. It's a rather simple one. As the Mets have risen from the ashes, left for dead 48 hours ago, all they have to do today is win. It ensures at least a game tomorrow. If they get some help again from Milwaukee, a win today, a loss by the Reds, and guess what? The Mets are on Tuesday action against Arizona. For more, upstairs we go to our very own Howie Rose.
All right, Matty, thank you. And it's interesting, isn't it, that with all of those highlights we just looked at, 161 games have already been played, but it's the one that will be played this afternoon that everybody will remember and that will define this season. And as long as that's the case, Ralph Kiner, it's a good thing that two of the Mets' hottest hitters are going well again.
Yes, they are, and Robin Ventura with a game-winning base hit to put the Mets within one as he wins the game in the 11th inning with a single to center field. And Ventura celebrates by going to the man who scored the winning run. And then Piazza with his 7th home run. And Piazza with 7 home runs in September, helping to carry this club. So it's Ventura and Piazza, and what's ahead today?
So the Mets getting set for the final game of the regular season. We'll see if there's more to come. Oral Hershiser will pitch for New York against the rookie Chris Benson for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The brooms are out. We'll be back.
New York Mets baseball is brought to you by Coors Light, Frost Brewed for that refreshing taste. Pack the Rockies. By The Wiz, your ticket to entertainment. By Trans World Airlines, one airline with one mission, yours. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, every day.